What's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today we'll be talking about sponsorship letters. So if you've been worried about how you can put together your proof of funds, or you don't even have enough cash for you to get your proof of funds that you need for undergrad or for grad school, this video is for you. So in today's video, I'll talk to you about how you can get your proof of funds by using a sponsorship letter. So you don't want to miss today's video. Let's get right into it. Okay, so in today's video, guys, I'll talk about what sponsorship letters are, how you can get sponsorship letters, and also I'll give you an example of a template. Like, I'll give you a template that you can use, that you can give to your sponsors, basically. So let's get started with it. So first, what is a sponsorship letter, right? I feel like you guys already know what it is, but let me just explain for those of you that don't know. Okay, so a sponsorship letter is basically a letter someone else writes saying they're going to sponsor you or provide some sort of financial support towards your education. That's it. That's what we're discussing here. So the point is, you're going to school, you've gotten that admission, and of course you need cash, you need money, you need to pay tuition, or maybe you've gotten some scholarship but there's some balance you need to pay up. Someone else can write a letter saying they're going to sponsor you, they're going to provide that financial the financial resources you need. So that's a sponsorship letter. So now let's move on to, why do you even need it? Why will anyone need a sponsorship letter in the whole student application process? So guys, you need a sponsorship letter if you are unable to cover or show proof that you can cover your tuition plus living expenses. So here's how things work. After you've applied to a school, you've gotten the admission, at some point in the process, maybe towards when you want to start the visa application process. This is for international students, and it's even relevant for domestic students as well. Before the program starts, the school wants evidence that you can pay for your tuition and living expenses. But this is more important for international students, because here's why. No one is going to issue you a visa if they think you can't sponsor yourself, or there's no way you can pay the tuition and living expenses you need to go for that program. Nobody's going to issue you a visa, right? And that's why schools now, whether that's in the US, in Canada, in the UK, for international students, as part of the process, towards the end of the process, when you're getting close to applying for a visa, they're going to ask you for information around how you're going to sponsor yourself, or how you're going to pay for tuition and living expenses. They want to know, at the end of the day, the schools care about money, okay? They have their mission, but hey, they all care about money. They need to know that you can pay. So it is at this point that we begin to think about how we pay, right? So let's say for your entire tuition plus living expenses for the 2 years, you need £100,000. But you've gotten scholarships from the school, from whatever organizations, or from your home country. You've gotten like £50,000. Now you need to think about the balance £50,000. Now you have saved £20,000. You have it somewhere in your bank account or investment account. You've saved £20,000, so you can show proof that you have £20,000. That leaves you with £30,000. Now, how do you show proof for the balance £30,000? Because you need to show proof for everything, for the entire $100,000. So you're going to show proof of like your funding letter or scholarship letter for $50,000. Your personal savings $20,000. Now the balance $30,000. I'm assuming you don't have that, and that's where a sponsorship letter comes in. So let's get into like how you can get a sponsorship letter. Okay, so we've established that you need a sponsorship letter when you don't have some part of the total cash that you need. So in this case, we've been using the example of $100,000, and you need additional $30,000 that you need to show proof of, or that you need to account for, because you've gotten $50,000 in scholarships, $20,000 or pounds in through your own personal savings. Now you need $30,000. So let's talk about how you can get someone to write that they'll sponsor you. This is where a sponsorship letter comes in, right? You can get someone to basically write a letter saying they will sponsor you, or they will sponsor you throughout your time at the school. They'll sponsor you up to say $30,000. So you can actually get a letter. That letter that person is writing is the sponsorship letter. But a sponsorship letter is useless if the person doesn't attach their bank statement or their investment account statement. That person, so I'll give an example. We've been using $30,000, right? Someone needs to write a letter saying, I will sponsor doing up to $30,000. I am her friend, or I'm her sister, I'm her, dad, whatever. I'm her mom. Someone can write that, but that person needs to attach their bank statement. They need to provide their bank statement, and their bank statement must show at least $30,000 or £30,000, depending on where you are. But that bank statement must show at very least the $30,000. So if you provide a letter and that person, or you don't provide some documentation or some proof that the person has $30,000 at least, it's useless. The school won't accept that, right? So that's what you need to do. Now, another thing you may have in mind is, what if I don't have someone that has $30,000? Maybe the person just has $15,000. You can get a sponsorship letter from two people, and the first person will write saying, I'll sponsor doing up to $15,000. The other person will write the same thing, I'll sponsor up to $15,000, and then you will attach two bank statements from these two people, and that would add up to the $30,000 you need. As long as you can provide proof, through those people's bank statements, that they have the $30,000, the school usually will be fine with that, and they will issue you whatever documentation you need for your visa. Now let's go on to one question some people have. It's that one is, what if I can't get people with $15,000? What if I want to use three people? It's at this point I'm like, I think three people is too much. I think that will begin to, there's no rule for how many people you can use, but I would say from 3-4 it's beginning to get too much. But hey, if that's what you have, do it, use it, and see what the school says. You have nothing to lose, really. Another thing people ask is, does this person need to keep that money in their account till I graduate? No. Or till I get a visa? No. As long as that person, the statement you're providing has to be within the last 90 days, but that person doesn't need to keep the cash in their account. At any point they can spend their money, as long as you have provided a statement that is recent and true and verified to the school. They can, we all have needs. They can spend their money the next day for all they care, if they need it. Then this leads me to the next question people have, and it's that, does this person really need to sponsor me? The truth is, I'll say the reality is, even though this person has written that they'll sponsor you for up to $30,000, do they need to send you that cash when you're in school? No. The reality is, nobody's checking. As long as you're able to pay your tuition, the school is not checking if the money is coming from, nobody is monitoring your account. So this person can write you that letter without actually sponsoring you. They just need to help you cross that hurdle at that point. When you get to school and you find other ways of paying your tuition, you can pay yourself and never even speak to this person again. You don't even need to maintain any relationship with your sponsor. The reality is, the school doesn't check how you're paying every month or every semester. You just need this person up to the point where you can get your visa or get whatever documentation you need from the school for your visa. The person doesn't need to send you the cash, and I feel like this is a very important point. That person in reality doesn't need to send you the cash. You can figure yourself out, and that's how it works for many of us as international students. You can figure yourself out, and you don't even need to ever speak with that person again. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but I'm just saying nobody's checking, so you can go ahead and fund yourself however way. That person is just, it's a document basically. So I'll move on to the third part of this video, which is discussing like what exactly should be in that letter. So this sponsorship letter, guys, is the most basic letter ever written. It is really basic. It's like 5 lines or something. Usually your school has a template that they can give you. Many schools have that template they will give you, saying, get your sponsor to fill this if you're going to get a sponsor, right? Schools have that, so use that. It's the most basic. But if your school doesn't, it's basically a letter where you can write I, your name, I Adedoyin, like if I'm the person sponsoring you, or let's say the person sponsoring me is Tola. So I, Tola, will sponsor Doyin, for our studies up to $50,000. I am her sister, right? And they sign. That person will now attach, that's Tola in this case, will attach her bank statement that shows something that's like minimum of $50,000. The balance must be minimum of $50,000, and that bank statement should be very recent, within the last 90 days usually. But the school will guide you through this process. But I'll also attach a template. I'm not sure how I will attach it. I'll either put it on the screen right here or right here. I don't know. I still don't know yet. But I should put it somewhere on the screen because it's a really short letter, so you can just pause the video and see it, or I can attach it in the description. So if you don't see it on the screen, it's in the description of this video. You can download it and use that. It's a simple letter. It's basic. Your school likely has a template already. If they don't, some schools don't, just use this one. It works every time. I've used it for multiple years, both when I was going through the process and when I've written for people as well. So it's nothing, so get this template and use it. I'll put it in the description box, or I'll put it on the screen. I don't know which one will be easier. So that's it on the templates you can use. So guys, I know this may be new to some of you if you're still thinking about the whole sponsorship thing. So I know you guys will have questions. If you're going through this process, you want to know, can I use this? Can I get a letter from this person or that person? Guys, feel free to drop all your questions in the comment section. I'll come there and answer them. I've been pretty good with answering questions I get in the comments. So put your questions in the comments if you have any questions. If you also have issues getting the templates I will share, just let me know. And also just any tips you guys have, because I know this is an entire community, right? And some of you have already gone through this process just like me. If you have any tips, ideas on sponsorship letters and all of that, drop them in the comment section. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys found it helpful. I feel like I need to say this again and again and again. If you found any of my videos helpful, I really want to know what kind of things you guys are finding useful these days. So give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and also subscribe. I need you to subscribe right now. Yes, you do it. Subscribe right now. So please subscribe to the channel if you want to get more amazing videos like this. Okay, so subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video.